So 38% of adults in Houston are said to be obese. Now, we all know diet and exercise are the key to addressing obesity. And joining us to talk more about it is Dr. David Persse, Chief Medical Officer for the Houston Health Department. Dr. Persse, good morning again. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this obesity. But I feel like we've been talking about this for 20 years. Let's start back to the basics. I mean, what are the right foods? What are the wrong foods?
So the right foods are foods which, you get, fresh vegetables, fruits, breads that are whole grain, things like that. Also, the process was it's so easy to get food that's heavily processed now. Foods that you need to cook and work with, those are probably your better foods for you.
All right, let's move on, doctor, to physical activity. Is there a minimum amount that we should be getting, or a recommended amount?
Yeah, so the U.S. Health and Human Services recommends about 150 minutes a week for the average adult. Now, that's only 30 minutes a day for 5 days out of the week, so it really shouldn't be that hard to achieve. And not only that, just something as simple as walking in the neighborhood is for 30 minutes is the bare minimum. Now, more is better, but really at least 30 minutes a day for 5 days out of the week.
Is it something to be said, doctor, for just anything is better than nothing?
Absolutely. Anything is better than nothing. And we also know that a large percentage of Houstonians lead these very sedentary lifestyles where they're not getting any exercise at all. We live in the computer age. People spend a lot of time on computers. Well, that's not exercise. And so you need to get up and get moving and pay attention to yourself.
Doctor, what are some of the barriers, do you think, to folks being able to do one or the other? Maybe it's find that healthy, good food for you, or find the discipline to do that exercise routine.
I often think if you look at the old TV shows from the 50s, everybody was lean back then because they didn't have the convenience stores where you can go and get a candy bar or a bag of popcorn or something and fill yourself up with that. People had diets that were full of vegetables and fruits and foods that they cooked at home. And that's the big difference. I think we have these food deserts now in Houston and across the nation, quite honestly, where people can only get those convenience store foods. And that is a real challenge for folks who, are wanting to get healthy foods if there's not a supermarket nearby.
Yeah, for those of us that, we follow these folks online, the fitness professionals, the trainers, and they all say, no matter how bad you eat, you can't work off all of that food. You can't run 30 minutes a day and expect to counteract all the candy bars.
That's right. And another good thing is you shouldn't drink your calories. So those sodas with all that sugar in it, that doesn't help you. Those are, empty calories. They're just going to contribute to fat. So you want to eat your calories. You want to eat healthy food and get lean with exercise every day if you can. And the more, the better. Yeah,
it's a vicious cycle. Those the bad foods, I feel like you eat them and you just want more and more and more. Dr. David Persse, Chief Medical Officer for the City of Houston. It's always good to have you, sir. Thanks for your time today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, have a great week. And don't forget, folks, click2houston.com/scene at 7. We interview the doctor or one of his associates each and every week, and there's a lot of helpful, healthy information online for you.